So I phoned my housing association today and I spoke with somebody who told me that they couldn't tell me if I'd been evicted from the property or not because they didn't have security clearance, even though I was the tenant. I thought this was a little bit weird. Here's a file properties video for that because I think the call may have been hacked. The time now is 3:10 and it's Tuesday the 13th of October. You can see that I phoned up today. I phoned Westward Housing on their number 0300 100 10 10. I phoned at 11:09 for 34 minutes and 18 seconds. I used the Cube Call Recorder app to record the phone call, which I've uploaded to Drive. Here's that file being played out of Drive.
And other options on our website under ways to pay. Okay. Certain.
Email them.
What was the nature of the email?
Send her an email and ask her to.
She fobbed me off in an email a few days ago and is trying to say that she couldn't get hold of anybody and tried to say that she couldn't tell me if I'd been evicted or not because she didn't have security clearance. Sounded kind of similar to somebody that I interacted with a couple of days ago. I'm not going to name that person, but I don't think this call was genuine. I'm going to show you the call file just to show that that hasn't been made up. So I'm just going to go from the main file directory 20, which is the year, then 10, which is the month, 13, which is the date, and then you can see here there's 4 files there. So one of them is the call file, the audio file from within, recorded from within the app. And that's going to play out a VLC media player now.
Thanks for your call. All of our advisors are busy at the moment, and you're currently in position
Second.
in the queue.
That's their pretty
If your
poor
call is not
call introduction software.
And they're only for certain eyes only, and we don't have access to all the notes, so I can't check every single note that's on the system, as I said, because some notes they are only relevant to certain.
That's what she said anyway. It was a little bit strange. If I go back to this screen here with the internal file properties from the phone, you can see here. Here is the audio file. If I click and hold on that, I'm going to hit details. And you can see that that call was, the audio file was created at exactly 11:43 by the app that I've used. What you've also got there is a .json file. What this normally does is stores the location within ACR. I didn't have my mobile data turned on, but I will upload that onto Drive just in case it does show the map. Hopefully it does. And there's 2 screenshots of emails too that I uploaded to Drive today, which I took at exactly the same time. I will put some more details down there, but this call just didn't really sound genuine. The information that she gave me didn't seem right. I've been in hospital all day and I haven't left the ward. I was sat in a break room this morning when I made this phone call to Westward Housing, and this person's given me what I believe is knowingly false information. I've asked them to send me an email to confirm what she said. She hasn't sent me an email at all. Nobody's got back to me, and I've just phoned up and spoken to somebody else who's given me some pretty fishy information as well. All of the calls are on Drive. Have a listen to the full call and see what you think.
If your call is not urgent, you can use your web.
Good morning, Westward Housing. Lesley speaking. How can I help?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. I'm just wondering if I could make some inquiries about my rent account.
Yeah, could I take your address, please?
Yeah, that's fine. It's number 12, Market Close.
Okay, and what was your name?
Mr. McLeod.
Okay, and can you just confirm your postcode for me?
Yeah, it's Tango Quebec 11.
Yeah.
0 Quebec Alpha.
Okay, and okay, what did you want to know?
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name's Lesley.
Lesley. I actually haven't lived at the property for over a year. And
Okay.
I was in a bit of a sticky situation because my mother lived at the property before. It was a 3-bedroom house, and she sadly died in 2014. And I succeeded a tenancy from her, where I lived with my brother and my mum. But my mum,
Okay.
after passing away, my brother moved out, and I was left underoccupied. But Westward didn't put me into a house that was the right size for me. And then they refused to let me do. I had lots of offers of people that wanted to swap with social housing exchanges, but they refused to do that. So the accounts run into arrears of quite a lot of money, and they served an eviction notice back in. They said there was a notice of pending court action back in March, but for whatever reason they haven't processed that. So actually, for the last, there's probably about another sort of £600 or £800 worth of debt, which is kind of piled onto the properties. I get a little bit of housing benefit, and then I also get pay some of my rent on top of my housing benefit. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that for the last few months. So I wanted to know initially what the balance was, but I also really need to speak to somebody very urgently about what's going on with the eviction notice, because at the moment I'm actually admitted to hospital, and I need to try and organise somewhere to live. I'm not able to live at the property at the moment because of a health condition that I've got, and I don't know what this current situation is. And what's your job title, Lesley? What do you do for Westward?
I'm a customer enabling advisor is my title.
A customer enabling advisor.
Yes.
That's a little bit of a mouthful. I don't remember speaking to one of those before. They were just, it was all kind of.
If you've come through on the phone, that's who you would have spoken to. We work in the hub.
Oh, right, okay. So what's the balance of the rent account at the moment?
Okay, bear with me. Okay, the current balance is it's in arrears, 1,795.97.
Fine, okay. Who can I speak to about the eviction notice? So there was somebody, Westward for some reason in sort of April or May, they tried to say that they couldn't get hold of me. I mean, they've got my email address, got my phone number, but they started trying to get my brother to phone up to call me, and they were telling him that they were going to come and change the locks, and all our furniture, all of our mum's stuff, and all of the stuff from our family home was going to be turfed out in the street.
Right.
And we I tried to make arrangements to sort things out, and never did, but they didn't ever go through with that, which was kind of a bit odd that they wouldn't contact me themselves. But I mean, in a way, kind of good that they didn't do that, but also a bit shit, because it's just meant that, rather than if they process the eviction, then I could look at getting alternative housing, and I wouldn't have had hundreds of pounds worth of debt. But unfortunately, they've just left the tenancy as it is, and it's run me further into debt. So basically, Lesley, I need to speak to somebody about when I got an email about 3 or 4 weeks ago, which said that they were going to be processing, they're going to be approaching the courts at the beginning of October.
Okay. I can see here from the notes that
today, and I still don't know whether the eviction has been served or not, and I'm in limbo really, because I can't find out really. I can't go and approach housing associations or councils or anyone for alternative housing at the moment once I'm discharged from hospital, because I haven't been served the eviction notice. And like I said, it's also running me further into debt, the whole time with that while they don't serve this notice. So unless it's been served already without me knowing, it'd be really good to just follow up on that email, because like I said, they said they were doing it 2 weeks ago, and that's just kind of so who's the best person for me to speak to?
Right, okay. I can see from the notes here that you emailed in, and we responded to you yesterday. Have you got access to your emails?
No, I didn't email in. I logged into my Westward account. A couple of days ago. And what I did there is I updated my personal details. There's a form there just to make sure. So I checked them, and you did have my mobile number correctly. You did have my email correctly. But what I've done there is I've added a second mobile number on there. So that wasn't an email that I've sent to you. I logged into my account on the Westward Housing website and did that. I did email you on the 3rd of October and didn't get anything back from them. So I've emailed a couple of times in the last. But yeah, I got told that it was going to be at the beginning of October the court action was going to be processed, but I haven't heard anything back. from my email of the 3rd of October. You
Okay.
say you're going to respond within 10 working days, which in theory gives you until this Friday, I believe, because it was a weekend. But like I said, you told me that the court action was you were going to be approaching the courts at the beginning of October. It's the 13th today. So, I mean, if it has happened, obviously I want to know about it. And if it hasn't happened, I really need to know why and find out what's happened,
Okay, right. Just bear with me. I'm just looking at the notes here, and I can see that you did actually email in on the 11th, and we responded back to you yesterday.
What was the nature of the email?
Your email.
Yeah.
You've emailed in to say, hello, I'm emailed regarding 12 Market Close on the 3rd of October and I've yet to receive a response. I urgently need to know the state of play with the pending court action related to the tenancy. Could you please contact me by email ASAP, your name and address and two mobile contact numbers.
Yeah.
And we responded back to that on the 12th. So did you get that response?
And what does that say?
What does what say, sorry?
The response.
The response to say that it had been passed to Sue Edmunds, who is the housing officer.
Could you read the email for me? Just read me what it says, please.
Bear with me, because I've got a copy of it here.
How come you can see the emails that I sent, but you can't see the replies then?
Well, because all the replies aren't logged, because it's a standard contact management response. So bear with me.
How did you know it was Sue Edmunds then?
Because
Without
it's on the
being able to read
notes.
the email. Oh, right, okay.
So the email back to you says, our reference 95114, 12th of October 2020. Dear Mr. McLeod, thank you for contacting us on the 12th of October 2020 about ending your tenancy. Your email will be dealt with by Sue Edmunds. In line with our service standards, you'll receive a response within 10 working days of the date of this letter. If you require this letter or any other information provided on CD or audio tape, in large print, in Braille or in another language, then please let us know.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not able to get either Sue or her manager on the phone. As I said, the only thing I can do is I can email them both and ask them to contact you urgently.
I really need to speak to somebody today. I mean, I've already emailed them, as you've read out to me today, and asked them to contact me urgently.
Yeah.
Weeks ago. And
Okay.
nobody's phoned or emailed me. So obviously, I understand that you guys are very busy, and if they can't answer their phones, then that's where we're at. But what I'm trying to get at is that this is I can't really wait for people to get around to contacting me again. If they've approached the court and there's a notice of a formal notice of a court order of eviction that's been served to me, and I haven't received it, then I need to know that. And if they haven't approached the court, I need to know that too. And I can't afford for them to negligently, have administration failings and not have time or be too busy or, lacking resources to the point where they can't speak to me. I need to speak to somebody this morning about this. I don't know who else you've got on your list, but I'm certain that somebody. I'm surprised that you can't see on the notes there. I would imagine for every tenancy you've got comprehensive notes that you've got all the details of the tenancy there. Can you not see if there is eviction notice pending or court process?
Yeah, but that is true. We do have access to notes, but some notes are sensitive and they're only for certain eyes only, and we don't have access to all the notes. So I can't check every single note that's on the system, as I said, because for some notes they are only relevant to certain officials in the office, and that they only have access to that. So at this moment in time, no, I can't access every single note on the system.
It seems a little bit of a backward way of doing things. I understand that obviously you've got information data sets that are delegated for different departmental contacts, but at the end of the day, if you've got tenants phoning up to get information about their tenancy, and you're trying to sort of delineate that over the phone, I don't really see how making it confidential to certain members of staff solves anything. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? Some notes will be
will be sensitive that we do not need to know about. This, hence why you would be dealing with.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, if it's private, I don't understand why privacy would prevent me from, if there's an eviction notice pending and someone needs to know that and they phone up, I don't know why any housing association would say, well, we don't allow our reception staff to see this information in case they tell the people that need to know it and have a legal right to know it. I mean, it's not. Are you saying that they make it sensitive so you can't see your private information as a receptionist, or is that?
Well, in some cases, yeah. Well, I can't comment. That's Westward's policy. I can't comment on their policy, but what I'm saying to you is I may not have access to every single note on the system because some notes are sensitive and then they're not to be distributed throughout the whole of the company because the whole of the company could have access to sensitive information.
Such as what?
Well, any note could be sensitive to relating to any tenant.
I mean,
there could be sensitive information related to a tenant that it's not suitable for that to be distributed through the whole of the company.
I suppose that's might be relevant. I'm just I'm commenting on it in just that obviously in this instance it's inconveniencing me, and it's inconveniencing me because it's absurd and kind of sounds a little bit like rubbish. I mean, I've worked in if you look at it from a data management point of view, it just doesn't make any sense at all, does it? But there we are. If you're saying it's confidential and they make part of the information about housing tenancy agreements secret so that normal staff can't see them, then that's where we're at. Who has security clearance to be able to tell me if I've been evicted then at Westward? Who is sufficiently qualified?
Well, as I said, it would be. I mean, as I said, your housing officer is Sue Edmunds. She's dealing with it. Her manager is Sam Bouchier, who I'm not able to get hold of. But as I've said, I will email them both urgently and ask them either one of them to give you a call.
Can you remind me of her manager's name again, please? I didn't quite hear that.
Sam Bouchier.
Could you spell that for me?
Bouchier.
Cool. Okay. So if we're going to go to
right.
above them, who can I speak to?
Right, bear with me a second.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. McLeod.
Hello.
Yeah, I've just got a colleague trying to see if we can get Sam on through another phone system, so if you could speak to her. So I'm just waiting for her to come back to me. But if not, then we've got one other person we can try. If we can't get hold of them, then that is the top end of it, and I will have to send an email. But just bear with me.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. McLeod.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. My colleague's not had any success in getting hold of Sam. I've just got one more person to try, so I'm just going to try them now, so bear with me. Hello.
Hi.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not getting any response from him either. So as I said, the only thing I can do is to send an email round and ask them to call you urgently.
Okay. Can you give me a direct dial of somebody that I can speak to? Have you got a direct number for Sue or her manager, please?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not allowed to give out direct dial numbers, I'm afraid. So as I said, the only thing I could do is email them directly and ask them to call you. Is the number that you're calling in the best one for them to contact you on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Could you email me details of this call, please, just to confirm that we've spoken?
Okay, what details do you want me to put into the email?
Just that I've phoned up, I've spoken to you, and that security's prevented you from telling me the details of my eviction proceedings. Because, I mean, personally, I think obviously in an ideal world they'd be free to speak, but if for somebody, I'm in hospital at the moment, you've told me that you're going to approach a court and evict me from my home, and I've got no way of knowing that, and I'm phoning up to try and find out information, which is really, really important to me. And apparently somebody somewhere has built a computer system that says that I can't find out if I've been evicted or if you've approached the court because it's sensitive information. And I understand that's
not saying you can't.
But I just think that that's completely.
I'm not saying that you can't find that out. I'm just saying that you cannot find that out from me. The appropriate people to speak to you with regards to that is the housing officer.
I'm about to put the phone down and I'm not going to know the answer, and it's because Westward have got some stupid rule which says that tenants can't find out information about their own bloody tenancy because the receptionists aren't allowed to know about it, which for me, I just really like it. Appreciate you haven't made the rules, and this isn't a system of your design. You've done your job perfectly well, but what I'm looking, it would just be great if you could just email me just to say, compose a one-line email, just sort of like, further to our conversation today, can confirm that I'm not able to provide any information about the proceedings of the court action at your tenancy, as this information is secure, only accessible by whoever. Because I think that that's, in addition to the fact that nobody's got back to me for ages and ages and ages, that's just a ridiculous system to have. I mean, I can't think of any information about a tenancy agreement which should possibly an employee, all employees of a housing association could not know about. I can't think of anything that if there is private information that a tenant shares with their housing association, I guess, they might, talk about their health with their housing officer or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know why that information couldn't be shared throughout the organisation. I mean, it's just preposterous, really. I mean, but anyway, if that's what you're telling me, that's fine. If you could put that in an email, that'd be really useful, because I that's massively stressed me out and inconvenienced me, and I just ridiculous.
I don't understand. Can I just take your email address, please?
You've got it on file there. Can you confirm that you've got the right one?
Yeah, I just need to confirm that I have the correct email address for you.
Which one have you got?
So if you could provide that with, it's a Gmail address.
So BrodyMcLeodTemp@gmail.com. The same one that you.
Okay, that's fine.
You read out the email from earlier on. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Okay, I will email that to you. But first of all, I need to. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome, and I'll email as I said, the officers and get them. I'll say that it's an urgent call back.
Can you ask them if they're not able, if they phone me? Can you put into the email to them that if they phone me and for whatever reason I'm busy or they can't get through, can you tell them to email me and let me know a time that I can phone them back, because I urgently need to speak to them this morning or this afternoon.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. All right. Thanks so much for your help, Lesley. Speak to you later.
Okay. All right then.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.